It's time for Q&A in the Kitchen, podcast edition. Episode number 10. Why do I need to pay a deposit when setting up a tattoo or piercing appointment? Brought to you in part by Skin Kitchen Tattoo, the Axiom Body Piercing Studio, and Death Before Decaf. It's a show where tattoo artists and body piercers and those in the body art industry sit down and answer one question to the point where they beat it to death. So let's join the conversation now between Jack, Wesley, and DaVo. Why is it necessary to take a deposit when you take an appointment?
Ooh. Well, one, to make sure you show up again. That's probably the first reason. It's an incentive for you. It lets us know that you're serious about your tattoo.
Yeah.
That's probably the first thing really for us is that, if you're serious enough to put down a couple of bucks for it, 20% of what you think you're booking up for a time, give or take, whatever your artist is, you guys agree on, just lets us know that you're serious about it, that you're really intent on getting this tattoo. So that's probably the first part.
This is the way I see it. It's you're agreeing to purchase something in the future. Mm-hmm. So say I have a car, and you come look at the car, and you're like, that's a sweet car. I'm going to come next week, and I'm going to buy that car. And I go, well, okay, well, that means I can't sell that car to anybody else, and without you giving me anything, yep. If someone comes and they want that, and they got money, okay, well, I'll tell you what, I'll give you $100 now to show you I'm serious. So obviously I'm not going to give you $100 and never buy the car. Why would I give you $100? Yeah. I'm going to give you $100 so you know I'm serious. Mm-hmm. And then if you never see me again, if you missed potential client or people that wanted to buy that car, at least you got your $100. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fair? Okay, I'll give you a week and I'll take your $100. It's the same thing. We have time for sale that a lot of people want. And if you want that time, and then we'll let you have it. But to hold that time so we don't give it to anybody else, we'd like a deposit. Yep. Because if that day comes and you don't show up, and I've got a lot of days or several days that I have either one or two clients all day. So that's a big chunk. So if 1 o'clock comes, client doesn't show, and I'm like, fuck, I've got 7 open hours now. Yeah. And now I don't get anything. I could have filled that spot 50 times, but now I'm screwed because the guy that said, "Hey man, I'll be there and this is going to be awesome," and I'm planning on being able to pay my bills that day. Well, now I'm screwed. Mm-hmm. So it keeps people honest, and especially in the tattoo, people get hot and cold on it sometimes. Mm-hmm. It seems like a great fucking idea. They're all jazzed. And then when the time comes, they're like, I don't know if that's a great idea. Mm-hmm. So if you're kind of on that edge and you come in and like, yeah, I'd like to make this appointment, and we say, okay, we'd like a deposit, well, that's going to make you decide, do I really want to do this?
I think it just goes back to that being serious about
it. Right.
Lets us know that you are serious about
exactly.
it.
We'll hold that time for you, and we'll be more than happy to tattoo you. But if you're not going to be there, we're just going to be sitting there doing nothing, and we've only got so much time in the day to make the money we have to make so we can come in tomorrow. Yep.
No different from your doctor, your dentist, or something. They take your deposits up ahead of time, or they take your credit card information ahead of time. If you don't show up, they just deduct it.
Yeah, they'll just ding you for it. Yeah, it's.
And it's kind of basically the same thing. You don't show up for your time. You kind of just you charge somebody else wasted their time or lost money because of that time.
And to remember too, we're very forgiving on it. We'll give you 24 hours. If you call us the day before, as long as you give us 24 hours before your appointment, we'll give you the money back.
Heck, if it's a serious enough situation that you couldn't have predicted, you
if the weather or you're sick or something, right? Sure, we'll push it to the next appointment. We're not gonna, it's not there to be malicious for us to get one over on you. Yeah, it's for us to hopefully make sure that you show up so we can have fun tattooing you and and do the tattoo. So yeah, it's just to make sure you show up.
Plus, you guys are invested with drawing time. Which
absolutely.
In some cases could be 2-3 hours of your free time
easily
that's been spent on it.
Yeah.
So that kind of compensates for
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. So you're not out, not only the 7 hours that day that the person was going to set, but the potentially 3, 4, 5 hours you spent on all the artwork.
And the 15 minutes for the consultation or
an
hour.
All of that,
all of that is gone.
Yes, yeah, it's all wasted time, and and time is money.
Yep.
So we do free consults. You can come in. We'll sit down with you for up to a half an hour for no charge, and we'll go over your ideas, your designs, and do all that. I mean, we're not, like I said, we're not here in any kind of malicious form. We just want to make sure that that the people that come in that want our services end up getting those services. Because if they don't, there's someone else waiting there that would like it.
And I think people think that you're trying to get one over on them.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, which would you rather do in your job? Would you rather come in and sit on your butt all day and make roughly, what is it, like 20% of what you normally would?
Right.
Or would you like to come in and do your job that you get paid for and make the full amount?
Right, yeah.
Because that's basically what's happening. When somebody cancels or doesn't show up for an appointment or doesn't cancel within a set period of time, that space is open.
Yep.
You got nothing going on for the rest of the day. And I think a lot of people have this misconception that we have this magic flare that we put off out front, like a bottle rocket that goes up, and then tons of people show up to get tattooed. That's usually not the case
People
because those appointments have been on the books for sometimes 2-3 months in advance.
Yeah.
And before I get into the piercing side of that, this is brought to you in part by...
Death Before Decaf Coffee. It is divine. We are drinking the Fall as Fuck, it's called. And it is fall as fuck. It's not fall right now, it's actually winter, but...
Good friends of ours and good coffee, so we like to
Definitely.
give them a
With a little
shout
bit
out.
extra.
They give us a shout out. We love it if you guys just checked out their site.
Yeah, they're on
Give them a-
Instagram, they're on Facebook.
Yep.
And we'll put the links to their Facebook, and I think I usually put their page on there too.
Yep. That's
on.
Death
Mentioning
Before
content,
Decaf. So check them out, guys. They're really good coffee. They have a different...
Locally owned and operated, full on UII.
Yep.
Yep, by Iowans.
Couple
Or
of
Iowans.
Couple
Or
of
like
different
I like to
roasts
say,
every season.
Iowasons.
Iowasons. Nice.
Handcrafted.
So what about the piercing side of things?
Piercing side of it, it's a different animal. It's not going to take me as long to do, and I don't have that prep investment as much. I do a lot of prep work, but I can do it, store it up, so that when somebody shows up, I have sterile jewelry, sterile equipment, sterile needle. So you can walk in, we can go through the consultation, I can go through setup, release, payment, all that stuff, do the piercing, go through the aftercare in usually anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes. Now, what I generally tell people when they ask me if they need an appointment, because I do a lot of things on walk-in basis, I usually say, are you coming from out of town or are you on a limited schedule? If I open at 2 o'clock and you have to be at work at 3:30 or 4 o'clock, you probably want to set up an appointment at 2 to make sure that you can get in and get out in time to go to work. Or if you're coming in from out of town and you're supposed to meet the relatives for dinner at 5, then you want to set that appointment at least an hour or so beforehand so that you have plenty of time. I don't generally require appointment or deposits unless it's a situation where I am going to have to come in on a time where I'm normally not here. Because if I'm going to come in on a Tuesday and go through all the effort of coming in here instead of staying at home or going and doing something fun, not saying being here isn't fun, because it is, but
Just to be clear, Tuesdays is day off.
yeah, it's a day off. Like, if I'm going to come in and make a special trip in, then I may require a deposit, because there's been time and time again where I've made the trip down here, and I sit down, and nobody calls me, everything.
Like I
everything
said,
else.
time is money.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, God, I thought that the older I got, the more kind of I'd have my shit together, and I'd have just kind of more time to just be old. Fucking no, dude.
I think what it is you get more interests.
Yeah.
As you develop as a human being, you start to be interested in different things.
Right.
So your time seems to be even more precious the older you get. And maybe that's why older people don't sleep as long. It's either that or prostates. I'm not sure.
A little both. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, I gotta ditch a couple hobbies or something. I don't know. Well, do you think we beat that one?
Yeah,
to death?
I think we got that one done.
Yeah, and if you have any further questions, feel free to
shoot them in at us.
Shoot an email, stop by, visit. We like to chat.
Yeah.
And
We're coming up with basic questions that you all ask us every day. We want
Like
new
this
ones.
one, this question came from one of our counterpersons who works Friday, Saturdays and Sundays, Mel.
Mel, yeah.
Yep, and she came up with this one. So
Yeah.
thank you, Mel.
Yeah. She's she's taking the appointments, and she's doing all the scheduling. So she hears a lot of feedback from the clients at a different spot on the bridge that we don't get them. So like that question or whatever wouldn't have really occurred to me. It seems
Seems like a normal form
yeah,
of operation.
but for some people, it kind of catches them funny. So I think it was a good idea to talk about it. So yeah. But anyway.
And studio and shop varies from person to from shop to shop, just like any other business. And I always tell people, look at it like the same way you would if you were going to do a layaway. I know that's an outdated, nobody does that anymore, but when I was a kid, if you wanted that gift or something from your parents that cost more than like $50, and they would go in there and find it when it was on sale and put it on layaway, which they would put down a percentage, and then they would have to come back each month or each week or whatever
You could just
pay it off slowly over time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like credit, but you don't get the thing until after you paid it off, which, to be honest with you, is a much more effective way of purchasing things than credit.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I think we've beaten that one pretty much to death.
And gave them a small economics lesson.
There you go.
I mean, we're givers here, folks.
Right.
Yeah, we're imparting wisdom whenever we can. We're gonna
so
get wisdom all over you.
Yeah. Wisdom
So if you or whiz? No, not going there. We're not going blue.
I just
we're
heard
not going blue.
I heard the part of.
So thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Give us a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give us a thumbs down. Just let us know. Till then, we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Later, alligators.
Podcast, we try to put this up. You have been listening to Q&A in the Kitchen, recorded live at the Skin Kitchen Tattoo, located in Des Moines, Iowa. Those on the panel were DaVo from the Axiom Body Piercing Studio, Jack Lowe from Skin Kitchen Tattoo, and Westley Dickerson from the Skin Kitchen. If you'd like to see further episodes, please stay tuned. We'll be posting more in the future, and do subscribe. If you would like to watch the video version of this, go over to our YouTube channel. We post these every other Sundays. You can subscribe there and not miss one episode. So until next time, have a good day and happy piercing and tattooing. And if you're in the Des Moines area, we all hope to see you for your tattooing and piercing needs in the future.